What's going on, ladies and gents? It's Richard Quo, and this week I want to talk about overcoming depression. Depression is something that's been really close to myself, me personally, as well as just people around me, and family, friends, and I know it's a really deep thing to talk about. So I guess just real quick, if you're someone who is going through depression, or you know someone, then I guess this video is for you. First of all, I guess I'm just going to start with a little tip. So first of all, if you're feeling depressed, what ends up happening is, for someone who is feeling depressed, what they do is they tend to put themselves into their own little world of, like, this is the way life is. Nobody else understands me. Nobody else is going through what I'm going through. Why doesn't anyone understand me? This is so difficult. I feel so alone, and my life sucks, obviously. It's challenging to say, like, I can't say that's right or wrong, because that is one person's perspective of life, and everyone lives in a different perspective of how they see the world. And but what I know from depression is we hold on so tightly that this is the way life is, that we don't see possibilities outside of us. So when other people say, hey, like, everything's gonna be all right or whatever, we get really defensive, like, oh no, like, you're just saying, like, you don't understand my situation. And I would like to offer, for any of you who are feeling a little bit depressed, or in that mindset, that just possibly, I'm just a human being speaking. You don't have to listen to me if you don't want to, but possibly just leave the option that what they're saying is a possibility, that it might be possible that, hey, maybe it isn't as bad as it actually seems. Because more often than not, it's really not as bad as we think it is. It's just in our minds, it's awful. So I think the biggest tip, I'm going to move forward, the biggest tip to get out of depression, for me, is what I sense is you got to get support. You got to keep finding support. You got to keep asking people. You got to keep those conversations. You got to keep hanging out with friends, family, and other people, and be open about what is going on in your life. Because it's a scary thing to talk about, and sometimes we don't want to face this huge problem, or we don't want to let other people down. We feel embarrassed or shameful or guilty or something, and we just get, like, so scared to talk about it. But in order to get through this depression and this phase, we have to just let it go. And like, I'm getting chills just talking about it, because it's not an easy thing to deal with. So here's the thing, talking to people. If you don't get anything else from this whole entire video, this is the one thing I want you to take away, is talk to people. So first, family. Family's there to support you. I don't know what your relationship is like with your family. If you have a good family, talk to them. If you have maybe not so great relationships with your family, still try to talk to them if you feel comfortable. And if it's just not there, talk to your friends. If not, keep looking for other people. Look for, if you're a student at school, talk to your teachers or your professors, or your school counselor, or whoever. Like, just get help from anyone. Go on YouTube, talk to Richard Quo. You could send me a message. Like, talk to strangers, talk to people on online forums. And just because people don't want to talk to you, or, like, they don't respond to you, don't. I know it's difficult, but don't quit. You got to keep pushing forward, because if you're depressed, like, you got to know that this is just a phase. And here's the honest truth. Some people don't learn how to get out of that depression. And I'm no expert in this field. I just have my own personal experience. But from what I see, if we allow our minds to keep living in this space, yes, we will be depressed, and it will affect the life that we live, and it will become more chronic. It becomes a part of our habit. But if we start taking action, and we just push ourselves, and I know it's easier said than done. I'm not gonna say anything else around that. I know that if you keep pushing, and you keep fighting, and you keep having these conversations, and you keep going, that eventually things will get better. And there's the other clinical side of it. There's you can have doctors prescribe you medications or psychologists. What else is there? Go see therapists, and all this stuff is really challenging. These are just suggestions. I know sometimes it works, and it really depends on how good your doctors or therapists are, and how good how much they really understand your situation as well. It's challenging, I get it, but keep having conversations is the main thing I got. Yeah. So once again, if you're someone going through depression, I feel you. I know it's not an easy thing to do, and keep fighting, and reach out to people. Feel free to reach out to me, and people in the comment section. Feel free to respond to each other's messages and support each other, because I think that's what we're all here to do, especially on this channel. And I would like to think the whole world, we're here to support each other. So don't be afraid to reach out. I personally read every single comment and respond to every single one of them, as long as they're not troll. But yeah, best of luck, and just keep your chin up and keep going forward, because there's a beautiful life ahead of you, and you just gotta keep fighting. All right, thank you so much. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week. Take care. Peace. So I received a question, and I'm just gonna read off my computer screen, which is this way. It says, this is from one of my subscribers, Kristen. She wrote, "Hi Richard, I've suffered with depression and thoughts of suicide for probably 4 years, and I'm trying to get out of it.